Good morning, friends. Hope you all had a great weekend and all charged up for a wonderful week ahead. So, Jai Shri Krishna to all of you. May peace be on all of you. And before we start the discussion for today, let's chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So today, let's understand the meaning and importance, or rather significance, of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So it is said that by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, now this is a sublime method of reviving our transcendental consciousness. Now, a few days back, one of my friends, she was asking me, saying that, "Hey Umesh, I look at you, you're becoming more spiritual by the day." So, and he expected an answer from me saying that, why are we becoming spiritual? Why are we becoming spiritual? So I told him that I too felt that, we at some point in time, probably during the later part of our lives, so we tend to reach out to holy texts, books, and God and spiritual and all of that. But I told him that, it's not a fact. Rather, it's the other way around. I said, we are not human beings trying to become spiritual, but we are spiritual beings having a human experience here. So if we understand that we are all spiritual beings and having a human experience, then we understand as to who we are and therefore where we need to go. So coming back to the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this is basically a sublime method to revive our transcendental consciousness. Now, if you all see that as living spiritual souls, we are all originally Krishna conscious entities. I repeat, as living spiritual souls, we are all originally Krishna conscious entities, but due to our association with the matter from time immemorial, our consciousness is now adulterated by this material atmosphere. Now, this material atmosphere in which we are now living is called, in Sanskrit, it is called Maya, or Maya means illusion. So, what is the meaning of Maya? Maya means that which is not. And what is this illusion? The illusion is that we are all trying to be the lords of the material nature, while actually we are under the grip of her stringent laws. Now, for example, when a servant artificially tries to imitate the all-powerful master, he or she is said to be in illusion. So what are we doing? We are trying to exploit the resources of the material nature without knowing that we are actually and becoming more and more entangled in her complexities. Therefore, although we are engaged in a hard struggle to conquer nature, we are ever more dependent on her. So this illusory struggle against the material nature, it can be stopped at once by the revival of our eternal Krishna consciousness. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare is the transcendental process for reviving this original pure consciousness. So by chanting this transcendental vibration, we can cleanse away all the misgivings within our hearts. So the basic principle of such misgivings is the false consciousness, thinking that I am the Lord of all that is away. So Krishna consciousness is not an artificial imposition on the mind. Now, this consciousness is original natural energy of the living entity. Now, when we hear this transcendental vibration, this consciousness is revived. Now, this simplest method of meditation is recommended for this age, which is called the Kali Yuga. By practical experience also, one can perceive that by chanting this Mahamantra or the great chanting for the deliverance, one can at once feel a transcendental ecstasy coming through from the spirit stratum. Now, which means in the material concept of the life, we are all busy in the matter of sense gratification, as if we were in the lower animal stage. How? Now we do everything that an animal does in probably slightly refined form. So what does the animal do and what do we do? It's a few things like saying that being born, the eating, sleeping, mating, defending, old age and death. It's the same process for all of us also, but a little in a sophisticated manner. So a little elevation from the sense status of sense gratification, one is engaged in a mental speculation for the purpose of getting out of this material clutches. And when one is factually on the plane of spiritual transcendental plane, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is enacted from the spiritual platform, and thus this sound vibration, it surpasses all the lower strata of consciousness. I repeat, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is enacted from the spiritual platform, and thus the sound vibration surpasses all the lower strata of consciousness. What are these lower strata of consciousness? These are the sensual, mental and intellectual. There is no need, therefore, to understand the language of the mantra, nor is there any need for the mental speculation, nor any intellectual adjustment for chanting the Mahamantra. Now, it is automatically from the spiritual platform, and as such, anyone can take part in this chanting without any previous qualification. Now, in a more advanced stage, of course, one is not expected to commit offenses on the grounds of spiritual understanding. But in the beginning, there may not be the presence of all transcendental ecstasies. Transcendental ecstasies, which are 8 in number, basically being stopped as suddham and perspiration, or standing, having goosebumps, dislocation of voice, trembling, fading of the body, crying in ecstasy, and trance. Final stage is trance, which is samadhi. But there is no doubt that the chanting for a while takes one immediately into the spiritual platform. And one shows the first symptom of this is there is the urge to dance along with the chanting of the mantra. So we have seen many ISKCON devotees, while chanting these mantras, they dance. We have seen this. Now, even a child can take part in the chanting and dancing. Of course, for one who is too entangled in material life, it takes a little more time to come out of the standard point. But even such a materially engrossed man is raised to the spiritual platform very quickly. When the mantra is chanted by a pure devotee of the Lord in love, it has the greatest efficacy on the hearers. And as such, this chanting should be done or heard when heard from a pure devotee of the Lord. So immediate effects can be achieved. So that is why it is prescribed that at least once in a while, if we go to the temple, probably we will have a few pure devotees. And probably, it will be worthwhile for us to listen to chantings from their lips. So what does it mean? It means that now the word hara, if you see the word hara or haro, is the form of addressing the energy of the Lord. Now, when we say Hare Krishna, what it means is that we get immediately connected with the abundant or the insurmountable energy of the Lord. And the words Krishna and Rama are the forms of addressing the Lord Himself. Now, both Krishna and Rama mean the supreme pleasure, and Hara is the supreme pleasure energy of the Lord. changed to Hare in the vocative. Now this supreme pleasure energy of the Lord helps us to reach the Lord. So the material energy, which is called Maya, is also one of the multi-energies of the Lord. And we, the living entities, are also the energy who are the marginal energy of the Lord. So the living entities are described as superior to material nature. So when this superior energy is in contact with the inferior energy, an incompatible situation arises. But when the superior marginal energy is in contact with the superior energy, so Hara, it is established in its happy normal condition. Now these three words, namely Hare, Krishna and Rama, are the transcendental seeds of the Mahamantra. And the chanting is a spiritual call for the Lord and His energy to give protection to the conditioned souls. So this chanting is exactly like the genuine cry of a child for his mother's presence. So Mother Hara basically is the energy of the Shakti or Radharani herself. And she helps the devotee to achieve the Lord with the Father and Father's grace. And the Lord Himself reveals to the devotees who chants this mantra sincerely. In today's time, the most effective, the most easy way of achieving spiritual realization, self-realization or Krishna consciousness is just by chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now, no other spiritual realization is as effective in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy as the chanting of Mahamantra. It is what is mentioned. So friends, I hope you all understood the meaning and importance and significance of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And it is said that even superior beings, even the demigods, yearn to be born in today's times, because the path to attaining moksha or self-realization or nirvana, whatever we may call, is as simple as chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But the question is, why do people chant? Because just by chanting, you get connected to the Lord immediately. Hare Krishna, when you say, there is a vibration which it's like, the frequency getting in touch and connected with the higher frequency. That the moment you get connected, so all the potent energies of the Lord starts flowing in you, and all the negative tendencies and lower strata of consciousness is all shed. And once that is shed, we begin to realize and start growing or getting better understanding about who we are, what is the purpose of this life, what is this universe all about, what are the secrets of the universe. Everything gets revealed as we move on. Now as a human being, it is said that human beings are beings of habits. So the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra helps us in a manner that even if we have an habit of chanting, so in any given situation, at the end of our lives, during the last breath, it will help us to subconsciously chant the name of Lord Sri Krishna or Rama, and that will help us to achieve nirvana or salvation or getting back to home. So that is the importance of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I hope you all are happy understanding the Mahamantra. So today being Monday morning, I'm sure all of you will be very busy, so I thought I should keep it short. But yet, if you have any doubts, please feel free to write to me. My email ID is umeshfil@yahoo.com. I repeat, UMESHFIL, France, Italy, London, @yahoo.com. And my prayers to all today is Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani paschantu, Ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. All of you have a wonderful day and a great week ahead, and I will catch up with all of you a little later during the day. Take care and have fun. Cheers.